What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Punch Truck Nerd, the podcast for three friends, three amigos, three bambinos. We come together and talk about nerd shit. This week, we are talking about two things. We're going to talk about, Night of the Seven King, House of the Dragon. That's what it is. House of the Dragon, HBO's House of the Dragon, season 3. We had some big episodes come up and we wanted to talk about that. But before we do all that, we're going to talk about the new Dune Part 3 trailer. Before we do all of that, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Luis Gonzalez, and with me is...
Bull, I guess I would be the second one now.
And Stephen Escobar.
And that's right, guys. We can't have it. We can't have a House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode without our friend, our pal, Stephen Escobar. He is here, and so that's what we're going to do today. It's been a minute. We didn't talk about the first episode, I believe, but we are here. Did we?
I think the last there was an
yeah,
episode
we did. We did talk about it.
Yeah. I think you were talking about the first episode.
So, but before we do that, guys, let's talk about Dune 3. It's the completing the trilogy with Denis Villeneuve. We had a new trailer come out today. What are we thinking? What are some thoughts? Anything? What are we thinking?
Well, I was avoiding it at first, and then I just went ahead and watched it. But I mean, I'm already dead excited for it, and this just continues that. I shared it with my friend Sean, who has read the books and the Dune Messiah, and he keeps saying that one's weird. So I'm looking forward to see where it goes. But generally speaking, yeah, I mean, it just looks cool. There looks like there's going to be some really cool action set pieces. The cast looks great, yeah, like watching Paul go to the dark side, as it were. I don't know. It just looks. I'm excited. This is my most anticipated movie of the year. So.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah, absolutely. I love Villeneuve. That's what I was saying. Like everything he's ever done, I love. It's just so good. And he's got an atmosphere or like an aura in his movies that I enjoy so much more. It's like some filmmakers, they just seem like they're magicians or something, that they're using cameras that no one else uses. And I know there's all this
thought to use in a way.
Yeah. Or I'm just like, what spell did you use to get this atmosphere? Because like I was kind of joking with my comment about Hollywood earlier, but it's like with 99% of the films, it's like, yeah, this is a film with a camera and a lighting. And then with him, I'm like, did he go to Arrakis and like actually filming spot? Like there's something just so mystical about his so ephemeral. And I was watching the trailer, and at first I was a little excited. I was like, oh, cool, the Dune trailer. And then halfway through the trailer, I was blown. I was like, this is, I'm so excited again. His stuff I love his stuff. I don't know anything about filmmaking. I don't know what he does differently, but my God, I actually feel when I'm in his movies, I actually have emotions. Like, I can't believe it.
I think he puts a lot of time into he puts a lot of thought and time and pressure and to man, I'm sorry, guys. I had a hard day today.
No, I'm sorry, but
kind of his intention. He's very intentional about his work, is what I was trying to say. And a lot of times I feel like, especially now when you're talking about Hollywood movies, where there's just a lot of people, trying to chime in, trying to do their say. There's no real direction. It's like, let's play it safe. Let's play it general. And he's very direct. He's very clear. And that's why his visual effects look so good, is because there isn't any last minute, oh, let's quickly change this, or let's quickly add that, or it comes from a place sometimes of just like, oh, it's not enough, so let's add this, or ooh, let's adjust that. Where he kind of, I feel, comes it from the very beginning with a strong intent, or at least a feeling. Like even maybe he doesn't know fully how it's going to come about. Like in his soul, he knows like you said, the feeling, the aura of it all, and he kind of aims to capture that, so that later down the line, they're not like trying to fix it in post. Where I feel like a lot of the times that's always kind of the solve. And what I mean by that is like the design, a lot of the production design really shapes the film. So it's so funny when you go and see like amateur film stuff, or when you go on Reddit and people post their amateur film stuff, people of course are always like, oh, what kind of camera, what kind of lighting, and all these things. But the biggest thing that people don't think about is production design, and how production design really shapes your scene a lot without you even realizing it. It makes it feel so lived in. And
what does that mean? What does production design mean? Like,
so, what do you mean? Like if you enter into a blank room and you say, this guy, he is a chaotic freak who, I don't know, like, okay, how about this? He is, he's a collector. and he has a lot of kids, and he also likes to paint or whatever. That's a really bad job. But a production designer, what their whole situation is like, all right, I need to shape this scene so that you can, through the design, express what the character is like, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Or in
Yep,
another
it
word,
does.
I'm sorry, that was so complex or whatever. If I say I need a table in this scene, okay, what kind of table are you going to pick? What kind of chair are you going to pick? There's so many different kinds of chairs and tables that you could pick just in general. And each table, each chair has its own personality and feeling. Are you going to get a big, gigantic chair with a big back that feels regal? Or are you going to get like a stool? Or are you going to get like, a wooden back chair? Or are you going to get a student desk? I think every piece of production or every piece of like prop or set tells a story. And there is a really good storytelling with the production design. Like, for example, like when I'm seeing the ships kind of moving into like docking into something else, like the way that that's molded is all feels like it's in the same universe. It just adds to that like aura of I don't know, that lived in
Yeah.
feeling. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm sorry if it's
absolutely.
like I'm really being shitty about explaining it, but
No,
it's
no,
like,
that's what I was wondering. Because in my head, production design means all of it, like the cameras, I don't know, production design. I don't guess the clothes. What do you call it?
like, okay, so this is great. Yeah,
so to me, it's all
colors too, and so they bring together like not only like a chair, but the red chair, the green chair. So like there is this like very tan kind of look, or we want something to feel gritty, so we want to add a little bit of texture to it, or we want to add some. So when the DP and the director are coming together to see what a shot looks like, and let's say a man's walking down this hallway, production design might come in and say, hey, what if we add big windows on this hallway so that light can pour in, because this man is dealing with like a big decision, and he needs to feel alone and oppressed, and he feels like he needs God in his life. So he's walking down a dark hallway. And the only thing that's peeking through are these lights, and they're big because it's the presence of God, or maybe they're oppressive to him, and they're just like four big lights. So when he's walking down the hallway, he's hitting the lights as he's walking down the hallway. And so the production designer will create that type of vibe or look, or maybe it's like instead of squares or circles because of whatever reason, or maybe it's maybe there's more hope and he's happy, so we'll make it into a stained glass kind of look, so that you have
Like-
and then the DP's like, let's float some light, and then now there's like color on his face, you know what I mean? And so there's a way that everybody can be like, I want him to feel alone. How as a team can we do that together? And the DP will be like, well, we can shoot it where he's like really far away, like a wide shot, and he's just a tiny person in the back. And then production design will be like, well, what if we have this big light? You know what I mean? So everybody kind of comes together to shape a story.
Wow, that's great. I always pictured a director like a dictator, like being like, wrong chair, get another chair.
No,
but that's interesting. That's awesome.
Very collaborative. And then the best directors are the ones who are like, listen, you are really, really good at what you do, and you know way more than I do. And so I want to give you the space to kind of run with that. But I feel I have the vision, I have the feeling of it. And so they'll always come to you and they'll be like, is this kind of the right vibe? And hopefully, like, as you make the movie, everybody gets in the same headspace and they're like, I know what you're going for. They'll add something that you won't even think of as a director, and they'll be like, holy shit, that's perfect. But we're all trying to communicate the same thing.
It's kind of like all those stories, especially right now, like with the Odyssey coming out. It's what you hear like about like Christopher Nolan sets, and everybody who works on films like that at the highest level of their craft, who come together to fulfill Chris's vision, wherever that fucking takes them, and whatever fucking and I keep calling him Chris like he's my best friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's that same collaboration, like going to some remote, really unfilmable location and then coming together and creating that and turning it into essentially a soundstage and a set in itself. That makes sense.
It does.
I'm trying to just like ping off of what Luis said.
It's great.
I lost the plot a little bit.
I'm so old and I realize I know so little about how this was actually made. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know so little about. I look on IMDb, I see the whole crew, and I'm like, I know what 3 of these people do, and the rest of them, I can't even fathom what that means. So
Yeah,
I'm realizing how little. I mean, I'm realizing how little I notice about how many people it takes. I picture like
Yeah.
5 people doing it, but the reality
yeah,
is, everyone's doing a little something that you don't even notice, which means they did a good job. Which
right.
that's gotta be so much work.
But I think that's what he does is he sets up an environment that allows people to really like thrive in that world where
Yeah,
he kind of creates something that feels like you want to live or you want to see,
yeah,
Um,
100%.
but
And again, like you said earlier, lived in. It feels like just like a tangible, real place that you can go to. It's transportative in that sense.
Ah, yeah,
Which is what really kind of sells it. Like we were talking about movies earlier this year, like Masters of the Universe and stuff like that. And I've into the trapping of like it looks like every other movie right now, like every other blockbuster, and there's no real vision to it. Whereas
well, it's safe, and you want to make all those.
it is
We're not going to
safe.
make the decision now. We're going to make the decision after the fact. We want
Right.
to. We want to easily readjust the timing, or we can easily change the background. You know what I mean? Or hey, that didn't look good, so let's change it up in post now that we're seeing it. It's kind of delaying that decision making
Yeah.
so that we can go into production immediately.
Right.
And you're like
Right.
under the gun to be like, well, we got to make this movie in 2 years, or and
gotcha.
so we don't have any, or in a year, so we don't have any. We can't really wait around to kind of figure it out or tell a good story because like writing a script or figuring out what the movie is going to be takes time and people don't have
Yeah.
time for that, and
Yeah.
so they're
Yeah.
just like, okay, well, I remember when I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean 3 on DVD and there was a behind the scenes feature of it and they were like, well, we didn't really know how the story was going to end, but we knew that we needed a pirate boat, so we built
You
the
love to
ship
hear that.
and then we built all the props that we needed that for the movie that for sure we needed. And then as we did it, we kind of figured it out. And that's been like the whole like feeling of it. It's like we're figuring it out as we go. And that's why like the lighting, people say this online, but the lighting always feels kind of like flat. It's because it's
Yeah.
always so that you can make decisions in post. Because if you make too much of a like clear, distinct choice,
Yeah.
if you try to be like, well, what if we put him somewhere else? Or what if we change the pacing of it? Like, well, you can't because there's a harsh light coming this way.
Yeah,
And if you
it's
flip
too
it, it's
dark
going to
on
be
this
like,
side.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The
And so
outside
that,
now.
yeah. And that's the issue is like everything is just like green screen and then general lighting. And that's what makes it feel like I'm kind of like tired of watching these, like like you said, Steven, like all the Hollywood movies look this and feel the same. Like I haven't seen Master of the Universe, I haven't seen Supergirl, I haven't seen like they just like it's almost like we get it. I get it. Like I've seen these movies before, and it's always when you get someone who has like a clear direction, you're just kind of like, fuck yeah, tell me what you're seeing, and I want to kind of go for that ride. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. But I guess I mean I think Villeneuve is probably my favorite now filmmaker active now, like doing stuff. Is just everything he does. I would see him do anything. Anything. You don't even have to see the trailer. If his name is on it, I don't even know the name of the movie,
Yeah.
nothing. I'm there. Because every
He's-
single time I've done this.
And it's crazy to think, to remind yourself that his next project is going to be James Bond. Like,
no way.
what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that going to be? You know what
It's
I
gonna be
mean?
slick and delicious.
I mean, what does a Villeneuve Bond look like? I'm
Right?
so intrigued. Yeah.
You're gonna get some George Lansby back for Ed.
It's gonna be clean and sleek. It's gonna be a clean, sleek movie. I feel for sure.
Oh, 100%. I just hope it's fun too. Which I wouldn't like call Deddy a fun.
No.
Like
No, it's
he
probably
doesn't
one of the
make
reasons.
fun movies. They're usually kind of
I thought about this.
a little sad, a little
Yeah.
like dystopian. I anyway, I digress. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that. But I'm excited for this.
Yes.
100%. So
Yeah. No,
it's
you're right about
crazy.
him being sad. Oh, you're right about
Yeah,
him
yeah,
being the stories being sad. In the last episode, I think Luis, you said like these stories, George R. R. Martin's stories are for masochists, and I went, oh
Yes.
yeah, shit, that's me. Like you're right, and maybe that's why I like Villeneuve is because every time I feel like I'm in a lot of pain, he's just like
Yeah.
stabbing me. So if it's fun,
it's
if it's
beautiful pain. Anyway,
yeah,
it's
yeah, but
yeah.
I guess I am drawn to.
It is like I think there is a beauty in capturing pain and depression, and in these ways where you're looking at and watching a story like, wow, this is really sad, but god damn, this looks beautiful, or like, what a beautiful performance or beautiful score. It's wrapped up in this like beauty, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what a contradiction. The two are like, they're occupying the same space, but you're
Yeah.
also like, fuck, this is tough,
That's beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but Dune 3. Yeah. And this is the second book, right? The first two were the first. They had to have been. Yeah,
Correct.
the first
Yeah.
book. And then this one's the second book? The second book? Okay.
Second book,
Which
yeah. Messiah.
Okay.
It was originally going to be called Messiah, but then they just switched it to part 3.
It's not called
Yeah.
Dune Messiah.
No.
You
Dune
didn't want
3.
people getting confused.
Yeah, or
That's why they're always saying like
overthinking
a
it.
Knives Out story, Glass
Oh,
Onion, Knives
yeah.
Out story, you know what I mean? Because they don't want
Yeah.
people to be
Yeah.
lost. Back in the day when it
Glass
used to be
Onion, what's
like
this?
First Blood was a Rambo movie, you know what I
Right.
mean? And then it was like
Yeah.
Rambo
Right.
2, and it was like, wait,
Right.
is that the same?
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Right, yeah,
after
exactly.
the fact. But yeah, crazy. Anyway, sorry.
What's that today? Yeah. That's crazy.
You just
Yeah,
watched
but I
Raiders of
mean,
the Lost Ark?
Today, yeah, this morning. I watched it like
Nice.
early. I put it on in the background when I was working. I was just like,
Um,
I thought, is Indiana Jones the bad guy? Like, he's the bad guy until he starts fighting Nazis. Like, when they're like, hey, he's just like stealing shit from the Amazon. And then they're like, look, we need you to fight the Nazis. I'm like, okay, you can steal stuff now. But, race the Nazis. But for the most part, I was like, this guy sucks. He's just taking stuff. Miriam's like, I was a little girl.
Hot
I'm
take
like,
on
oh.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Is it? I don't think it is. I think it's pretty cold.
what can we put him up against to make him not the bad guy? A Nazi.
You're right. The Nazis.
It's like, well, yeah, at that point, they kind of
The
outshine
bigger
him.
bad guys.
Yeah,
How
the
is he
bigger-
not just a thief? Yeah. But I really have nothing to say about Dune because I'm not really a big Dune guy. I'm not a big fan of the books or anything. But these movies just visually, I love them. I mean, I just get lost in them. So I'm so excited, looking forward to the theater, like how everyone's like the theater's dying or like people aren't going to the theaters. This is the kind of stuff where I'm going to go to the theater, guaranteed,
Exactly.
maybe twice. Like, this is how you get me there. When people are like, you got to go, you got to get me there. I think Ryan Gosling said something like that with the interview for Project Hail Mary. He was like, that's our responsibility. It's like, thank you. That was like the first time we weren't lectured that we were supposed to save the theater. It's like, I'm not going to, I don't want to go to the theater because when I go to the theater, I'm usually disappointed or something. But with Villeneuve, it's never the case. Ever. So I know I can get him there, which means they need to pay him more money. Because he's putting butts in, at least me.
Well, they are.
I'm
I mean,
going.
that's why Amazon is going to be paying a shit ton of money for James Bond.
Yeah, because he's the one who gets me there, and almost no one else today does. I mean, almost no one else today can get me there. The story might, but not a person. There's no person that can get me to a theater.
He's become an event director.
I like that.
He's come to that status through the Dune movies, I would say specifically, but. With like Arrival and I mean Blade Runner became kind of like a cult
I know
hit.
who you would who you would go see as a director.
Stephen?
Yeah, which one of us?
You, Stephen, would also go see an Ari Aster film without even knowing what it is.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. Fair enough. Nailed it. I forgot about Ari Aster. You're right. I will go see Ari Aster tomorrow.
Ari.
Yeah. Every single one he's done has made me feel again sick.
Right.
Like always.
But he has got a little funniness to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I remember I watched that other he did what's it called?
Eddington?
Cobatown, Eddington, yeah. And he was just like that's just dark, but then it gets funny too. Like it's just kind of funny.
Fun.
Yeah. I thought Beau Was Afraid was like one of the funniest fucking movies.
That first act is crazy. Yeah.
And then it like completely flips, and then I was just like, what is this? I don't know. But it's a fucking hilarious start to a film. Like that first act is funnier than most comedies lately anyway, Anyway, we digress.
All right, Dune Part 3 comes out this Christmas.
December 18th.
December 18th, right when Avengers Doomsday comes out.
Which we still don't have a actual trailer for that
honestly,
one, do we?
fuck them. Don't even put a trailer. Why do we need to put a trailer out?
Yeah, see who shows up.
It's the Avengers. You know what I mean? It's Spider-Man. Why do we need you're going to show up, you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like what a ballsy people would be losing their minds if you never showed one trailer. That would
be pretty sick. That would be unique as hell. Yeah.
People would be like crawling and like trying to find pictures or leaking. Like they wouldn't be able to handle themselves, you know?
Absolutely. And then you'd start like an AstroTurf campaign where you're like, what are they hiding? Why haven't they shown us? Is this the craziest movie ever? Yeah. And you start like sneaking
what are they trying to hide? Yeah. No.
Biggest movie, one of the biggest movies of all time without a trailer.
I would like that is like
that
is my goal. Like I want to, if I ever became like a big time director, one of my biggest goals is like that, like no trailer, but then two, to have a movie released at the same time everywhere. You know what I mean? So if you're in New York or you're in LA, the very first showing is going to be right at 10 a.m. and then so what was that 11 a.m. and then 12 p.m. and then 1 you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no one gets an early viewing and also press doesn't get an early screening either. And I've seen press get upset about that. They're like, we're press, we're supposed to get early screening.
They always do that. They always do that. In all industries they do that.
And they usually make that an indicator of like, oh well, it must be a bad movie if the press didn't get an advanced screening. It's been a recent topic for discussion that they weren't having like influencer screenings for the Odyssey, but then they started doing like early reactions, which essentially is the same thing, right?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
now it's like reviewers are influencers too. You know what I mean? They have to survive the influencer culture. The reviewers have to
become. We have to be influencing, right? Exactly. 100%. Yeah, it's
I know it's never gonna happen. Just because it's like marketing. Like it's another way to market your movie is to have these early press screenings.
But imagine how much they would save on money if they just didn't make that trailer. You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, that would be
people
crazy.
Wouldn't get it. People think I mean, it would be chaotic, which is what I love. I love chaos, and so that was called chaos. Yeah.
I've always wanted to make a fake trailer. Like you do like James Bond and you like this is going to be, I don't know, Henry Cavill. And then you kill him in like the first minute and then you have a new James Bond. But the whole trailer was like Henry Cavill is James Bond. I've always wanted to do that one where people are like, what the hell? And he's just not in the movie. And he's only in there for like 1 minute.
Oh my God.
I've always
kind of like, maybe not. I can't remember the marketing for Barbarian, but they made it seem like Bill Skarsgård was like a big part of it, and then spoiler alert for Barbarian, he isn't. You know?
That's pretty interesting. I gotta check those trailers. That's a good idea. I gotta check those trailers. I like that.
Anyway, let's talk about dragons.
Let's talk about House of the Dragon, guys. I watched this episode Sunday night, and I was like, fuck, do I want to talk about this with people? Because I think I want to talk about it with people. And so I hit the group chat and I was like, guys, let's do a House of the Dragon episode. I know it's not like the middle of the season, but I think it's worth talking about, especially with Stephen having, read the books and knowing all the lore, and then us experiencing it for the first time. So yeah, I don't know. Who wants to go first?
I do want to say something that I was watching it and I thought, I wanted to text you, but I thought, well, I won't. I'll save it for later. But I wanted to say this is one of the best episodes of Widow's Bay I've seen all year. It was so horrifying and so anxious and so like, she was like,
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I haven't seen it.
I just mean the horror aspect of it, the anxiety.
Right.
No, I won't spoil it, but that. Horror.
And that's the best way to. We can start up with that. It's like this was a horror episode without like you realizing it. And I love a genre flip. I know sometimes people are afraid to like leave the comfort of what the show is. I'm always one to like, again with chaos, I always like to play with form. And the fact that they did play with form and it made it feel like a different show was something feel refreshing, especially after like
Agreed.
8 or 9, 10 seasons of being in this world, including Game of Thrones, Night of Seven Kings, all this stuff. And just to have something of that was nice. And also to know, it made me really appreciate this whole series. What's it called? from this episode. Reason being is because when you had Game of Thrones, obviously super great, a lot of tension this first couple seasons. Everyone's clamoring for the throne, right? Makes sense. That's the whole kind of like premise of the show. Here, what I love about it is that the kind of the goal of season one and season, yes, they're all fighting for the throne, but now it's like this episode, it's like, oh my God, she's on the throne. Now we're like in the daily life of like a person running her queendom. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, this is also interesting. Like, we should like go down this route and see how hard this is. Like, yes, we've been fighting for the throne for so long. I'm kind of getting tired. Like, let me just see a new fresh face on it. And so
Yeah.
them doing
Yeah.
that was like kind of refreshing for me a
I
little
agree.
bit.
That's
And
well affected.
I can go deeper into some more stuff, but I'll let you guys talk.
Yeah, Ed, we want to hear what you think.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the good thing about Game of Thrones is that it lends itself, like you were saying, to those certain elements. There was that episode last season where those rat catchers come in and murder the kids. That
Yeah.
that scene in particular felt like a horror movie,
Agreed.
and that this felt like, yeah, like almost like a psychotic thriller, um, as well, to me anyway,
I
because
agree.
you're seeing, and I know I keep talking about this in front of you, Stephen, in particular, but it's like I'm always I'm always turned on when like I locked in whenever maybe they start, and maybe I'm making too big of a thing of this, but the like Targaryen madness,
Mm,
and just like the mentality of all of them, and
yeah.
Rhaenyra has now lost what, all of her kids and stuff like that.
I think she has a total of 6 kids, so she's lost
Yeah,
2. Yeah, she's got 3 with Damon.
I thought she had a stillborn though too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she had 3 with Sir Strong, and then she had 3 with I don't know if that's the same in the show. Actually, now that I think about it, you're right. I don't know how many there are in the show.
They have had a
I couldn't tell
couple.
you.
No, you're right. There is
Couldn't tell you.
there's like one or
I
two
don't
others,
remember.
but she's lost half her kids at least.
Yeah.
So she's starting to unravel a little bit. Like you're starting to see the cracks, and that's exciting uh for me. And the way that they use that in this particular episode was uh a really fun way to go about it. Also, while like you guys said, kind of doing the ruling element of just all the things, like balancing a war that is technically still going on, like the war isn't over, but like having to quickly arrange a uh what do you call it? I'm sorry, crowning.
Oh, yeah.
What's the
Coronation?
crowning? Coronation. Crowning's not the right
You're
word.
from England.
But I know. Hey, it's late. It's late.
But that's good. That means you come here and you forgot the word coronation. So
Right, coronation.
welcome to America.
But so yeah, just to make it like official and everything before like the people's eyes and all of that, because obviously Aegon had a very public one. So yeah, and then like the food, which she had been preventing, but also I like that commentary on the the rich having to pay for it later and stuff, like, because goddamn, if like Rhaenyra doesn't need a fucking win at some
Yeah, for
point, you
sure.
know, it's just like it's been 3 seasons of misery for her basically.
100%.
So yeah, um I was into it. We didn't talk about the second episode, but I preferred the second and third episode to the very first episode by far.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
did not enjoy that one, but like no, these two have been better because the drama is there again. You know, Phil and
You're like, I don't want this action. I want drama.
I just want I want the
Politics.
drama.
Politics, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm blanking on Rhaenyra, the actor's name of Rhaenyra.
Emily Darcy?
Yeah, Emma Darcy.
Emma
Yeah,
Darcy.
she's fantastic. She's been fantastic these last 2 episodes.
Yes.
It's like
100%.
she's finally getting to do something, you know, which was becoming like a frustrating element of last season. She just cut literally like, and that's why I did not enjoy the first episode, because she kept getting
Locked in a room.
locked in a room and
Yeah.
prevented from going anywhere or doing anything.
But that's I
So-
see. That's like good. That's like you're feeling her frustration because that's
right.
like
And
sure.
that's the reiteration of the theme that if she was a man, they would move out of the way. Yeah, and that's the theme, is that everything is different now because she's a woman. So yeah, she can't go, she can't move. They won't let her. They won't let her do anything. She can't pick up a sword. She
You
ripped
know
that
what's-
dress. She was all yeah. Go
you know
ahead.
what's great about this about you like to piggyback off of like her like wanting to distance herself from being kind of a woman is like when she was trying to figure out the coordination and like the whole get up, she's like, oh, what about these little earrings? And she's like, I don't want it that. I want to wear like a sword. And they're like,
I
oh, man,
noticed
that
that
might be a
too.
little too much. And as they're like arguing and she's trying to deny her womanhood, she's like,
Yes.
fuck, I have my period.
Get
It's
this.
like,
This
you
is
can't. Yeah.
There was a post on Reddit that was like well upvoted. That was like, what's the point of this? This is ridiculous. And I was like, I can't be
Wait, of that scene?
on this. Yes, they're like, why
That
did she get her
scene is
period? This is
super
superfluous.
important.
And I'm like, that's the theme.
Yeah.
Like that's the function of
That's
the
the theme.
story. I was like, we are done. Like as a thinking peoples, like we're
because
done.
this goes back to what's it called, season 1 with her father. Obviously they bring it up in how it goes, but like
Yeah.
her father is the least Targaryen of Targaryens, and it was just like Daemon is the most Targaryen where it's like we conquer, we destroy, we do what the fuck we want, and then his somehow her father resisted the going mad or just having that Targaryen like ness of like curiosity. And the thing is because I think I don't know nothing about the Mad King and all that stuff, but it seems to me that the Targaryens with perhaps the most conscious or like the most heart or feeling, they're going crazy because they have like this dichotomy of like, well, I'll be a different king or I'll be different, someone nice. And they understand the stakes of like what they're doing and how it's like ruining people's lives and how he chopped off the head. And Damon's like, I don't give a fuck. He doesn't have a conscience. I don't feel bad.
No,
I'll
he
do
don't give a
whatever.
shit.
I don't give a shit.
I
and
wrote
it weighs
down
heavier.
for the first time, I love what you said. For the first time ever, like when I was watching that episode, I wrote down, I said, is there even such a thing as Targaryen madness? Or is it just being the king? And no one else is the king. We haven't had a Stark king or a Tully king to compare to. We can't say, oh, there was a Tully king and he was crazy, because there's only Targaryen kings. So if one of the kings is crazy and then
we had
50 years later,
king.
another one is crazy, they're crazy. The family must be crazy. You know what I mean?
And
you've got a dragon. So you're like, I'm going to go kill that guy. And I can. And they're like, well, that's crazy. It's like if he had a dragon, he'd be doing the exact same thing. Maybe worse. I wrote that down. I was like, is it madness or is it just what it means to rule? They're the only ones with the crown. So they're the only ones with the pressure.
It's also a lot of the incest, you know.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're right. No, you're right about that. Yeah, you're right about the incest.
It's just like...
but like watching this, when I was like, this isn't even a type of madness. This is called pressure. Like this is what it is to rule. And some people can do it. Like you're saying, Daemon, they can, I don't care. Like I'm going to kill somebody and I'll just do it because I don't give a shit. They can move way faster. They're like great at being a leader. You know what I mean?
Well, because there's nothing weighing them down. It's just like, just do it. They don't have a kind of a heart. You know,
like
we've seen her as a child.
Yeah. Helena and Aegon had to get married at a pretty young age, and Helena, who's also like one of my favorite characters, but she's like a little like cuckoo in a way, and obviously she's got some like you know I don't know, sight powers or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And which, you know, is very intriguing, but it's that kind of another separate kind of trait. It's like less aggressive and more insightful compared to, say, Aegon or Aemond or, you know, Rhaenyra to that point. They all carry those different traits. Like you were mentioning Daemon, he's just like, yeah, the brutal conqueror. He lives up to the name that they've created, or the myth or the legends about themselves. And you know, Aemond wants to be that, but he's got his own shit going on. See, you know, and then, but Helena's got this like spaciness about her and very peaceful mind about her, and
but I enjoyed her in this episode. I really feel like they finally
I'm
this is
enjoying
who we've been
her
trying
more
to
and more.
meet.
If anything, I need more Helena in my life. I think we all do. But yeah, it's curious to see, you know, where that all goes. I know, like we're getting like some look at the small council, but I thought it was also really fucking wild that what's his name, Lord
Corliss.
Corliss confronted
Yeah,
him.
I know
Like,
exactly what you're about to say.
ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, spicy.
nuts, wild.
About
But
Actually, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought. I have a
about
paragraph I want to read.
about the
Go
name.
ahead.
confronting Rhaenyra after she denied
Yeah.
his
Oh,
two bastards
she called him
title.
bastards.
Yeah,
Luke is
and
a
now
bastard.
he was just like came out and said it. It's like, well, your sons were always bastards too. So
And he
yeah,
loved
I
them.
thought, and he
Didn't
loved
he?
them,
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like, deep down that hurts him to say it, and he's lost a lot in this war for Rhaenyra. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, I'm just like, just give it to him. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh,
But
for sure. Yeah.
he's also just kind of like making up for lost time or
Yeah.
whatever.
He's given the most. I mean, he's lost his wife, his
Oh,
two
100%.
sons. His son, his son, his daughter. He lost
His grandsons
Yeah,
too.
yeah, two of his grandsons. Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, he's losing it. His house got boiled alive. Like, he's losing
yeah,
everything.
right.
So
So yeah,
in the books, he does. There's like an explosion like that occurs. Oh, okay. So this one, it's called the Battle of the Gullet, the battle we saw in episode 1, and then there was the Battle of Rook's Rest where Rhaenys dies with Meleys. They go down together.
yeah,
In
yeah,
the books, that's inverted. So he just lost his wife, and then he explodes. Like, it's, you know what I mean? So it's like he lost his home, then he lost, and then that's like the final thing when he's like, now I'm all alone. And
Got
like,
it.
I feel like that order makes a little more sense, but I get why he's cracking now, because that loss would be crazy, especially how close they were.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
so
yeah.
those are inverted, and then that causes him to explode. They swapped it in the show. So that's fine, but they swapped that. I just want to read this little paragraph. It's real cool. It's just a couple sentences, but this is the same. This is from the book as opposed to the episode we saw last night. Okay. Not long after Adam of Hull had proved himself by flying sea smoke, Lord Corliss went so far as to petition Queen Rhaenyra to remove the taint of bastardy from him and his brother. When Prince Jacaerys added his voice to the request, the queen complied. Adam of Hull, dragon-seeded bastard, became Adam Valerian, heir to Driftmark. And that's how it works in the book. So I'm very interested to see where this goes in the show, because he just is Adam Valerian in the book. She's like, okay. And so it's interesting. They swapped it. Now they got to change that detail. I'm interested to see if he ever, I mean, it's odd because I don't know if he's ever going to get his title. Maybe he'll get it at the, I don't know. I'm just surprised.
Maybe that's his arc. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm surprised they denied him that title. And then you saw there's like some little resentment breeding in those dragon seeds and those, the other dragon riders like Ulf and Hugh and Adam, where they're kind of like, I'm not a Valerian. He kind of took it a little personally, and then Ulf isn't allowed to call himself Targaryen. He took it a little personally, and you saw that little. I just wonder where that's going with Adam, because he doesn't have any reason to dislike his queen. So I'm wondering if they're just going to have him. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to become a thing or what. I don't know. I'm flying blind here because in the book that's not the case, and I'm fine with that. I just want to see where they go. But I thought that paragraph was so funny to read afterwards. It's so simple. It's so straightforward. She's like, okay. In this line, she's like, absolutely not. Are you crazy? So I was so surprised by that. I also wanted to say something about Jace. These are just little differences that don't bother me at all. They're not complaints, but in the show, it's kind of odd because he's like this little kid and he like makes a mistake. He goes out and he locks his mom and he's making all these like sort of impulsive moves. Whereas in the book, he's like a man and he's running the war council. So he's not he's not dealing with his mom at all, really. He's just saying, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fly into the gullet. We're going to take he dies. But there's no like him being a little kid, like trying to be confused or take over. He's actually an awesome general. You know what I mean? He's an awesome warlord.
They set him up as this kind of like, like frustrated child. I feel like young man-ish, but I think that's also just like on the show's part, trying to cram things in. And
it makes it more volatile having him at that age.
And she's losing her babies rather than her
her
men.
But it doesn't hit as hard if it's a career man.
Absolutely. And if he's competent and well, there's no real emotional arc or anything.
It would require a lot more storytelling.
Right, because then you would just be like, well, Rhaenyra really is stupid, kind of thing. You know what I mean? She is just like literally ignoring everybody on the council. But yeah.
I speaking of quotes, I love this quote that I went back and rewrote. It was a conversation between Alice and Rhaenyra, and it was when Rhaenyra already had that she was listening to the people As they're asking
Yes,
for
and they were
help,
saying,
and
"Well, yeah,
and she was
yeah."
she was like, "Oh my god, this is overwhelming. How do you do all this stuff?" And she says this quote where it's like, I don't even know how the setup of it all, so I apologize, but I remember I was like hit by it. It says, "Your father lived in a world of zone construction. You and I have never set foot there."
That
And
was
something
great.
about that line like really hit me. I think
Same.
were they talking about like sometimes someone
They
like
were
you
saying, like
are
he was saying, like, "What would your father do?" And then he says, My father managed it," or something like that. It's like he found a way or something like that. I can't remember. You're right. I can't remember what was preceded it, but then Allison's trying to tell her the truth. Like, no, your father retreated into himself.
Mhm.
He couldn't handle these things. He couldn't deal with all this pressure, and so he pulled away because he couldn't bring himself to do something mean. And
Right.
it was a problem. It created a civil war because he couldn't just kill who needed to die. I mean, he couldn't
Yeah.
do it. He couldn't pull the trigger. So as a result, we're all dealing with the fallout of his inability to stand up and tell the world no. He couldn't do it. You must
And
marry again. Oh, okay. He just couldn't say
and she was kind of more aware of her like the reality of her father than
for
Rhaenyra did because she
for
obviously
sure.
lived and married and managed the kingdom while he was there. And she's like, dude, your father was in a dream world. Like you and
Yes.
we're both real. Like we don't do that, like
That's
well, let's
what
be real with
yes.
each other. We know
Mhm.
the reality of the situation and don't you try to pretend to be him. Uh,
Yeah, and honestly, she's kind of hinting like you don't want to be him because he didn't solve
mm,
it. You don't want to retreat there. If you're going to lead, then do it. And as hard as it is, carry it. And it's hard, and it is going to be hard. Like there's not a solution. There's not like a balm that you can put over it that will make it
Yeah.
not hard to be king.
yeah.
That's what it is to be king. It's just a series of bad choices between bad or worse.
Yeah.
You're just
Like
treading water.
literally throughout the episode, she's being, you know, left with the choice, or not really choice, but the obligation to basically kill any potential successor to the throne.
And if she did that, if she did what Damon said to do to
Yeah.
kill that kid, they would have never known that it really wasn't
Him.
Darian. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
because they would have just blindly
Yeah.
gone in and like just kill him. But because of like a little bit of conscious that goes in, they
True.
realize way
Yeah.
more depth to this iceberg.
Totally true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, her patience paid off. And the
Mhm.
inverse happened with Iron Rod, the guy who tried to assault Alicent and then Damon chopped his
Yeah.
head off.
Yeah.
Then when he was like, "Where's the gold?" It's like, well, only Iron Rod knew. Like you
Yeah.
chopped his head off. We can
Yes.
ask him anymore.
Shit.
But yes, the inverse occurred earlier
Yeah. Wow.
when it was like, see, if we follow Damon's way, we can't solve any of our problems.
So we're talking about
But he's so effective
the
sometimes too.
kid swip swap. What's that kid supposed to be again? What's the name of
Daron?
Daron? Okay,
Daron's what he's
so
supposed to.
yeah, okay, so is the Hightower involvement purely because he was like ward of the Hightower chap? And because like I was trying
Well, that's
to
his uncle.
think back. Oh.
Yeah, that's so
Uh,
Osmond Hightower, that is Alicent's brother. So that would be Otto's son. Yeah, so this is personal for them. They would
Okay,
be asking
so
him to give over his nephew.
that's
Alicent's
Alicent's
brother. She has two
brother.
brothers. We've seen the other one too. He was at
Fuck
Rook's
me.
Rest.
Okay,
Yeah, he
I
was at Rook's Rest.
completely.
It's super confusing, man. It's
It's
super
okay.
confusing. Yeah,
I
because
was
they don't.
like, was he in the last season? I don't
I don't.
really
He wasn't in the last
remember.
No,
season.
this actor's
Or
new
was it
because I'm
another one?
like I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Okay,
like locked in. I'm like, oh, he's
that's what I
good.
kept thinking. Is like, why does he have a dragon? This doesn't make sense.
Right.
But
Yeah. No, that is.
it started clicking as this episode went on. You guys remember I texted you, but
Yeah.
um,
Okay, I
but
see it now.
yeah, it just like I must have like missed a beat or something. But
No, it's what they'll do. And again, as a book reader, I love it. But if I didn't, I wouldn't know. I couldn't follow this. But what they'll
right,
do is they'll say a line. Like in season 2, they were like, "Your brother Ormond is on his way." And then in the
right,
next season, we just see him. And they're like, "What's up, Ormond?" And that's it. That's all we get. And honestly, I appreciate it because that's like how The Wire felt and Deadwood felt, where they never explained anything. I had like
right.
into it. So I appreciate that level of HBO,
Like,
but if I didn't read the book, I would be lost. I
we
mean, I wouldn't know who this guy is.
definitely like we haven't met Joffrey, but she mentions Joffrey in this episode, so I imagine we will be seeing Joffrey
That's what
soon.
they've been doing. They've been mentioning names and then they'll show up later. That's how like they're introducing him. So they'll just have someone say, she mentioned Joanna Lannister, which is one of my favorite characters in the story. And I was like, here we go again. They mentioned someone, which means they're going to show up in like the next episode or the next episode. And I was like,
Okay.
they like hint that someone's on his way. And if you didn't know who that was or anything, you just dismiss that. Be like, who? Jessica? I don't care. You know, whatever. Like you just dismiss it because it's just a line.
It's for fans to pick up, maybe.
Yeah. And for them
gotcha.
to also say, hey, you know, I foreshadowed it. I used the name. You know, they're like, hey, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I have all the rules of writing. That's
Well, it's good too because if you rewatch it, you're like, oh, it's a nice rewatchability to it.
Yeah.
where
I
it
agree.
kind of builds the
I
world.
really think, I think this will be I think this show would be beneficial on like a binge because there's a lot of things that, you know, it's been like how many years and a lot of people are just everyone that I know is like forgetting because it's been so long. Of course, naturally you would. So everyone is sort of like, I don't understand why there's this subtle scene in season 1, but then that's foreshadowing for this epic scene in season 3. It's like, I forgot all about that, you know, and whereas if you binge it, I'm sure you'd be like, oh, there he is again, you know, just a,
But
you'd see it at the end of the day.
I think that's interesting about that is like there's so much content that's out now that we used to live in a culture where before a show came out or something, can you still see me? Yeah. Before a show came out, people would rewatch stuff in preparation of the show. But now you're like just on catch up. You're catching up all the time to things like I gotta catch that, gotta catch that. That you never have a dull moment to be like, oh, let me throw back that episode, the show, and rewatch before I catch up.
Yeah. Especially with such a big gap, you know, we've moved on to other things. This week, I mean,
another Westeros.
Yeah. You guys, no kidding. You guys talk about you know, I tried to, you know, rewatch an episode at least twice before the forthcoming episode.
Nice.
You
That's
know,
awesome.
but this week we've just been watching the World Cup, you know, so I haven't watched either one again. So
you've been rewatching the World Cup game,
rewatching that Mexico game, bragging.
Oh man, I rewatched that in my sleep. I don't need to watch that during the day.
Yo,
Just like,
I had a World Cup dream. I had a dream where I was watching a game, and I woke up and went, what the hell? Like, this is too much.
Send me back. Send me back.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is getting. I just not playing, not anything interesting, just watching it run back and forth. This is getting to be an obsession. Thank God we had a day off.
Today, right? Yeah, today was the
Good
off
Lord.
day. So what game's happening today? Nothing.
I know you have a fix. You're like, oh, I guess I'll put on an old game. I don't know, just in the background.
Soccer? Anyone?
Yeah.
Especially like my algorithm now is just like pure football up and down. So like all these conspiracies, like FIFA conspiracies or whatever.
What an internet culture.
Memes. Yeah.
What an internet culture where like 12 years ago, there was no like conspiracy level social media, like trends happening. It felt way more just like, I don't know.
Like watch how this one person reacted when this call was made. You know, it's like, what? We didn't see that on the TV. No, so
everyone's making their own Zapruder film. Like there's like 10 million of them. As you can see,
we digress. Let's go back to Westeros.
Yes. Okay. There's some things I'd like to point out that I feel like if you didn't read the book, you get two different feelings when you watch a scene that I can't get because I know what's happening and what this is. Like I know when the scene is happening, it's a scene where like nothing happens, but I know what's being said because of what's coming. You know, a book readers know what's being said. But I wonder if you didn't read the book, this would feel like an odd scene. So I wanted to point out after the battle, when the two Lannisters, you guys were talking on the last episode that didn't realize it was two twins like that. I think it was Miguel who said, but when the Lannisters, they both die on like the same day. When Daemon's there, he's with, oh my gosh, I can't remember. The lads, they're called the lads, the River Stark.
The River.
Yeah, and then the Starks show up. Yeah, that's Roddy the Ruin. And so it was this great moment where they're there, and then Black Allison is there from Blackwood. Like all these people are there, and they're doing this song where they sing this song and they celebrate. And like the song itself is called like Fish Feed. So it's this idea that it's called like the Battle of, I wrote it down somewhere, the Battle of the Lake Shore, but they call it the fish feed because they just fed the fish with body. They were slaughtering so many fish. So they sing this whole song about fish feed, and it's like not the last time they'll hang out. And it was just so interesting to be there where I'm like, there he is, there she is, and there they are. And the show doesn't mention it. It doesn't emphasize it. It doesn't put anything. It's just like, hey, we're singing around a campfire. And if I didn't read the book, I'd be like, oh, this is just a song about them celebrating after a battle, rather than what I know it is, setting up this new fist. Like when he said that, oh, you're going to become the Queen's fist and we will punish. He's like, we will punish her enemies. Yeah, they're setting this up, and especially some specific characters who will come into play in the third act of the show. Just like they did in the first half when we were watching season 1, and it was like, what is this? Or here's where it's going to go. And it was like, nah. We haven't met Aemond yet. Like, we haven't met One Eye, so you can't know where it's going to go. You know, we haven't met these people yet. The same thing's true of like a lot of our armies. We're like just now getting to meet them. Like Ormond, we're meeting the Green Army, and we're meeting the Black Army. It's just so nice because I'm ready for the battles that are coming, you know, and here they are, and we're getting to meet them. And it's not just for nothing. It's like they're trying to just slowly let you see this guy a few more times before he does something else, you know, just like they did with Ulf and Hugh Hammer. I remember, Ed, you asked me when you were like, you texted me that once, you were like, what is the deal with this Hugh Hammer old guy's like, why are we wasting time with this? And I was like, right now there's nothing. You're right.
Now he's officially the Hammer.
Now he's the Hammer. Yeah. They're just setting stuff up like that, where it's just like we see somebody a bunch, and then next season, you know, they're freaking crowning themselves or whatever, you know.
And that's the thing, is like, I'm waiting for that. That's another thing I'm waiting for to explode, is those 3 amateur dragon riders, as it were. Just seeing where that all goes.
Yeah.
Is it Ulf the Hammer?
Ulf the White.
Ulf the White. So
Hammer.
Ulf is the fool.
The comedic relief.
Yeah. Oaf, I guess, was the word I was looking for.
Was good.
Ulf the Oaf, and then Hugh the Hammer. Okay, got it.
And then
like, he seems competent enough, and he's got
yeah, Hugh Hammer's awesome. In the show anyway. In the book, he's terrifying.
His dragon is which one? The second biggest one, Vermithor, right? Yeah.
He was the big scary one, right? And the
second biggest. Like Ed said, second biggest.
Second biggest.
Wait,
he's bigger than
Vagar.
Vagar's bigger.
Vagar's the biggest.
Yeah, right.
Sheep Stealer's third.
Close. I mean, I think Steeler's like, is it ranked anywhere? I don't know if Sheep Stealer is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure out of those 3, Sheep Stealer is third.
For sure, out of those 3, Sheep Stealer is the smallest.
Yeah, right. Because like Sheep Stealer compared to like Jace's dragon and the other dragon that they were flying around during that battle in episode 1, I was like, God damn, those things are tiny. And then we watch episode 3 and we see the little blue pipsqueak there in line with the rest of the soldiers.
And remember, all those came out of eggs. Those are first riders. Yeah, that's the whole point. Those were all like the same age as their riders because they were born at the same time. When you're Targaryen, you're born, they put an egg in your crib, and then if the egg hatches, you connect you to it. So those are all their age. So they all have baby dragons like Luke but freaking Aemon claimed Vagar. He was like the one kid that claimed a freaking Godzilla. So they've all got little baby dragons because that's how you have a dragon when you're a kid.
So usually your dragons grow with you, but this guy, he was
a monster.
Have we missed the cannibal? Yet. Have we missed?
I don't know. I can't remember if we saw cannibal yet. I think I originally thought Sheep Stealer was cannibal. I don't know if we've seen him yet. I can't remember season 2.
I guess after Vermithor, it's Dreamfire, which is Helena's.
Yeah, and she was in the Battle of the Gullet, right? She was in there.
No, she didn't show up.
No? Oh, I thought Helena and...
Oh, wow. She hasn't...
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
They talked about it. They talked about it last season.
Rhaena,
Helena.
Yeah, gotcha. I was thinking
Helena's the quiet one, right? The one who's like...
Yeah, she's the...
Yeah.
I was thinking on the other side.
And she has like the 4th biggest dragon.
And she won't ride it.
Crazy, yeah.
But they bonded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bonded, but she won't burn. She won't kill. Yeah, she won't ride.
That's crazy. So is she going to be pushed to be like, you're going to have to burn? And she's going to be like,
trying.
When I tried, he was like, even threatened her and like, what are you going to do? Kill me or some shit? Like, what are you going to do? Really? And yeah, I was like, and he tried. He was like, you will or else. Or else what? What are you going to do?
What you going to do?
Kill your sister? I don't know if Aemon's
maybe.
actually crazy. I don't know if he's actually crazy. I don't know if he actually would. I can't figure him out. Even in the book, I like that. I like that I can't figure him out. I don't know if he's actually crazy or if he's just got some chip on his shoulder, if he's just
The
angry. I don't know
one-eyed
what
guy?
it is. Yeah, one eye. I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder for sure. Because
Yeah.
wasn't he like tiny before? Like
He was like
wasn't he-
bullied, Stu. Remember they brought him the pig instead of the dragon, and he probably always had an
Yeah.
inferiority thing.
For
He never had a
Yes.
dragon. He was on without a dragon. And
Clearly got mummy issues.
yes.
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
he never came back? What if it was like, that was the end of that? When he just like
He
crawls
just
and
flew
dies?
away.
No,
you know
'cause
where
he
where
gets
the map of
stabbed.
Westeros ends? He flew off of that.
No,
Yeah.
because he gets stabbed in episode.
Yeah,
Two,
man,
right?
two,
But
three,
that wasn't a death. That wasn't an on-screen death.
I know, but imagine.
Yeah, you got to have it on street.
But imagine.
because he bled and then he fell. He's like,
Yeah, and then he said, "Help me or save me" to Alice. Yeah,
"Oh
he was
yeah, I
like,
guess." And she's like,
"Save me, witch,"
No.
or whatever. She will. I mean,
Yeah.
she's a witch. Yeah.
That was one thing I was worried about too. And that was episode 2, right? Because we didn't see
Yeah.
Aemon. We didn't see Aemon in this episode. But yeah, I wonder what
George would do something like that too. He would do something like that. You just get killed by a
Right.
scratch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was just like, let's see
Trip
it.
and fall in a moat.
But George ain't in charge no more. You
true.
know.
Very true. Yeah, this ain't
He's
George's show no more.
Exactly.
It is crazy. It does feel like a Star Wars George Lucas type of situation where it's like, man,
Yeah.
he's just like the creators are not involved. Like it's just like somebody else took it and is running with it.
I'm just doing what I want to do.
Easy.
This just seems right.
I feel like I mean, wouldn't it drive you? I mean, maybe not, but I feel like it would drive you nuts a little.
Yes,
Like, that's
Steven.
my
Yes,
story.
Steven, that's
Yes,
correct.
I don't know.
would
You
be,
know?
yeah.
Oh no! Did I lose you?
Stephen will be
I'm
back in
coming
a
back.
second. He just dipped out for a bit.
Did I lose you guys?
But
Darn! If you can
I
hear
don't
me,
know.
I'm
I've been
leaving
thinking
and I'm
about kind
coming
of
right
reading
back.
the books for a second.
I honestly thought maybe you had
really?
at some point, or maybe you'd started last season, or
Well, I read
maybe
the
during.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms book.
That's right. Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Lost the internet for a second.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
We
We're just
knew
talking about
you'd be back.
Thank you. I'm glad. I was all nervous. I was like, please don't think I ran away.
I was just saying about reading books because it'd be funny if like if I read the books and then like somehow George R is like, I actually finished that other book. Here it is. It'd be like, oh, perfect timing. I literally just read these, you know.
Yeah.
But no, there's no chance he's gonna finish, huh?
I mean, I don't think so. He's got a problem. He's got a plot problem. He's got a movement problem. So I don't he's got like 5 problems he talked about, and one of them is like his big problem is he doesn't know how to get Daenerys home from Marine. He can't get her back. Daenerys would not come back. He doesn't want Westeros. She's not going to Westeros. She's staying in Marine. She's going to rule and she's going to free the slaves. But he doesn't want her to do that. He wants her to come back to Westeros, and he can't find a way to get her back to Westeros. Now, in the show, they had the same problem, and they did it by bad writing. They did it by just being bad. And this is what George won't do. So he won't release the book. And I, for one, find that to be perfect. That's exactly the right way to do that.
What if he just changes?
Exactly
what if she doesn't go?
You don't write shit. You write nothing at all. Well, that's what I'm saying. What do you do? Keep her in Marine forever? I mean, you just can't find a way to get her out of Marine.
Why don't you just have the demon from the north? What are they called? The White Walkers.
The White Walkers.
Have them take over. Take over all of Westeros, and then Westeros. Then they go to Essos.
Well, that would be
where she is.
Yeah, I want. Yeah.
So everyone retreats to Essos, and now she is in control of Essos. And then they're like, "Oh, now you're coming to me, where I didn't need to go there." You know what I mean? And then there's like, we still have this conflict of.
Or like they're like slowly taking over, and they're like writing to her for help. They're like, "Look, she's the only one that can help us."
Yeah,
so they're like writing to her.
This is the whole dragon situation again. Remember where they're like they're rounding up people with dragons to take on Vhagar, and it's like at some point they're like, "We need a dragon," and the only ones who has it is Daenerys.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. That's a good way, actually. Yeah, there's a lot colliding in the books that none of this ever made it in the show, but there's like 50 characters colliding in one location, and there's so many cliffhangers that like kill me because I want to know so badly. Like there's a Jamie Brienne cliffhanger where like actually it's Jamie Brienne and Pod, and they get captured, and like one of them's gonna die. Like they're like, and then the sword came and the head rolled, and we don't know who it is of those three. And I'm like, please just tell me. You don't have to write it. Just tell me which one it was. You know what I mean? Just tell me which one died. Did Brienne die? Did Jamie die? Like I want to know now. You know, but we don't know because it just goes on. There's a bunch of. It ends with a ton of cliffhangers. It's really hard. Yeah, and so they just didn't put any of that shit in the show. They were like, I don't know what to do with all this. He just wrote, someone said, I saw this girl on Twitter who wrote like, he calls himself a gardener. He says there are two types of writers, gardeners and architects. Some people let the characters tell them what to do, and some people force their characters to do stuff. And I'm a gardener. And someone said he started with a garden and he ended with a jungle. Now he doesn't know how to tame it. Like
okay, so
yeah. There's just he's handling. He's like Rhaenyra in that episode. There's too many
people asking for you. Yeah.
I don't know how you solve that many characters. And again, poorly, sure, but George won't do it poorly. He just won't. He'd rather not do it, which again, I respect. I'd rather have someone not do it than do it poorly.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
If it was bad. And I don't think,
somebody will do it poorly when he's dead. You know,
that's what I was going to say. I sure maybe they'll give it to someone.
Does he doesn't have a kid, does he?
No, he has no kid, no wife, nothing like that.
Okay, so none of this, what's it called? Dune situation where the kid.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. His son did write it. Yeah, there's really no one. They'll give it to like Brandon Sanderson or someone ridiculous. They're going to give it to somebody who doesn't get it. And
like Brandon Sanderson.
I know, everyone does.
I have no idea who that is. But
okay, good. I was going to say, I know. Everyone does. It's just fun.
Let's see. Any closing thoughts here?
I'm just like excited to see, Rhaenyra actually make some moves, do something interesting. I know there's a conflict coming between Daemon and Aemond. I don't want to be stuck in Harrenhal for another whole season before we.
I'm super worried about that too.
Yeah,
I'm super worried about that too.
That's just like what killed the momentum last season. But otherwise, I'm digging all the other stuff, like everything going on at King's Landing right now. The little turn there towards the end with the high towers. I'm gonna see like the outcome of that, and I want Rhaenyra to lose her fucking mind a little bit. Like she already knows she's kind of lost in the grand scheme of things. So
this is a show for masochists. I don't want that, but it's like, of course you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Of course,
more and more
these things. Yeah, more and more. It's like, come on. Like you said, Ed, I will give her a break. Like let her actually be the queen that she wanted to be, and then now it's like already like
that
her decision.
Tolkien.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
That's Tolkien.
Well, her decisions are already like following her. It's like the rats are still there. It's like you can't even.
Yes.
You got to live with
everything
the
she imposed from afar. She now has to deal with right up in the rats, the blockade.
The blockade. Yeah.
She has to deal with internally. I got a bunch of finishing comments. I don't want to bogart the time, but like, do you know how? But like this episode, when it's like this is how you write Westeros, is all that conflict as king or queen, like how much you have to deal with. It's practical rather than.
I love it.
Yeah. This is what was missing. Like every time in the first show, Game of Thrones, we saw Cersei sitting around drinking wine, and we book readers were like, this is nonsense, because she'd be like Rhaenyra. It would be like, okay, we got to deal with the food shortage. We got to deal with this revolt. We got to deal with it. And she would maybe be mad or whatever, but she wouldn't be sitting around. That's the most ridiculous part. Someone called it like a trope. It was like hard for me, but not for thee, or something. It's like, the enemy, the villain always gets to sit around, but the hero, when they get the same exact, like they get the ship and all of a sudden it's hard to steer, but when the villain gets the ship, they can just fly away. Hard for thee, but not, or hard for me, but not for thee. It's like, yeah, of course, Rhaenyra, this is what it looks like. No matter who you are, it's a headache. And that's kind of what's happening with One Eye and like 8, where they had nothing to do. Like, One Eye's just sitting around on the throne. I'm like, why isn't he being yelled at by a small council or he's just kind of hanging out, which should never happen in Westeros. Nobody's just hanging out. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, then with the season 2, the reason why season 2 was so slow is because season 1 was like the book, like page by page. The events were different. Like, things were different, but it was like events were page by page by page. And then when we got to season 2, there were like 2 events from the book. So there's this long stretched out, where they were just hanging out, talking, having dreams, whatever. None of that's in the book except for like 1 or 2 events. And it was like, I don't understand why they didn't just go, like, for example, everything that happened so far in this season really should have been in season 2.
Right.
Like,
You
this
know
should
what?
have been season 2.
Yeah,
They lost a lot of people. And I don't think they didn't tune out, but they made a lot of people go, ugh, because of seasons.
You know what it is?
And
I think is like, one, I agree. And I'm curious to see what was happening behind the scenes, but also, I feel like thematically speaking, like season 1 is all about this ruler or quote unquote good man who, like, what was life like? Did I even do a good job? Was I even a good ruler? It was about
Right.
this man kind of lamenting this life, that because he wasn't because I haven't seen it too in a while, but like he wasn't supposed to be king either, right? Like he was supposed to go to what's her name? Like,
well, it was a vote. It was up for a
it
vote
was a
because
vote,
right.
Jaehaerys had no kids, so they just grabbed like the eldest Targaryens, like they were like cousins, like his
right.
nephew, and they
Well,
voted
I think
man
it
of
was
woman.
I think it was like a lot of identity crisis with him. It's like, who
Yeah.
am I? What am
Yeah,
I? Who am I as a person? Like, what does it take to rule a kingdom as a good person and all that stuff? And will I be
And that's a
remembered
Targaryen.
as a Targaryen? That's season
Yes.
1, and then season 2 is you take all the history from season 1 of these two best friends, and you see like what does it take for them to come back together again after literally both of their children kind of fucking die,
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you rework that? So season 1 is like identity. Season 2 is about two women trying to find friendship again, and then season 3 is probably, I don't know yet because we're still in episode 3. But like I think that's what they were trying to do, was to have that season be about these two, and that's why they had to maybe like stretch things out or fill it out to they gave the priority to the theme over to maybe like the pacing or like the I don't know. I'm just like pulling shit, but I think that's
No, that sounds right. Yeah, I always wondered if it was like like not like they don't have money, but it's like you got to do all this dragon stuff, and this season clearly has already a ton of dragons. Like almost every scene is like 3 dragons flying around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were, I don't know, it took like a long time to make or so. You know what I mean? Like if maybe you're like, look, we can't have this done in the next year, so we're going to need to buy time, or I don't know. I don't know how production works. Obviously, we went over the earlier conversation.
I just feel like it was just about Allison Rhaenyra the whole time, because like at the end of the arc, they're like, no, I trust her again. Like that was the arc. Like, I don't trust her too. I trust her again. And that was just like, it took a journey. And then Daemon, unfortunately, just got like the shit into the stick where it's like, well, we're going to need you just to be floating around because right now it's about these two and about like figuring out their relationship. So
have a bunch of dreams.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I guess how many more episodes we got? This is episode 3. We have
7, presumably.
7?
Or I'm assuming it's a 10 episode season.
That'd be awesome. I hope so. I always assume everything's 8.
Yeah, you might be right. Hang on.
I just assume everything's 8.
Yeah, you're right. It is 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
All right.
everything's 8 now.
I can't wait to see her in a movie. Like when she's
Emma
done with
Darcy?
this. Yeah, Emma Darcy. Like she should do a movie and then get nominated for something. It'd be really cool.
She should do movie, get nominated. Love it. It's
I
a
want-
career trajectory. Do movie, get
Do
nominated.
movie, get nominated, win.
No, I want to see her and Jessie Buckley in a scene together.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be great.
okay.
She would be great in this show too.
I
mean,
was
she's
gonna
too big for
say,
the show, but
yeah,
she would be awesome.
Yeah, but it's like
She
that
would've
same
fit
kind of
right
level.
in.
They both got that same kind of like quirk,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
That shot where Rhaenyra was looking
Yeah.
back and forth. I love that shit. When Alicent realized it wasn't her son, and Rhaenyra's like trying to figure it out. You should be watching it.
Yes.
And she did like a face, and I went, "This is awesome!" Like I got every single thought she's doing. I got every single thought. That was awesome.
Before we go, there's one thing that really pisses me off about HBO lately, and I don't know because most everybody watches through the HBO Max app, right? Every time the credits roll, it always like ploops away, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
what do you want to watch next? I'm like, you bastard! There is still 2 more things on the list here: the preview of what's happening next, and then the behind the scenes of the episode.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Why are you kicking me off from that? And so I have to like do all this
you
work.
should be highlighting that, you know.
Right. This is you. Yeah. Don't you want us to watch it? You made it.
You put in money for that. Like
you paid for this. You're like, nah, you don't care about this. We just made it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yes. I just care
Anyway,
about.
that's like so frustrating every time.
We do it. We do it
that.
for the actors. They just want to talk about it. You know.
Yeah. We just let him go. We tell him there's a tape in, but there's no tape in. We just let him go.
Tell us exactly what happened in this episode, but don't give us any insight. Just talk about exactly what happened to the character that we just saw in the episode. That's great. That's
awesome. They do that a lot, where it's like
they do a little bit. Where
they do
I
that
just
a
like
lot.
I want to see behind the scenes stuff, but I don't want you to just sit there and retell exactly what I just saw.
I know.
Like,
this is
don't
like
mean to be
classic English
insulting,
reporter. Where English, like, write an essay about this, and then you just tell the whole book. And it's like, I told you to write a fucking essay, not a retelling of the book. You know what I mean? I learned that as a kid. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Stephen.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't mean to be rude to like an industry, or not an industry, but like a career, because it's nothing. That's never true of any career. But like, it's always so funny when you do get to talk to the actors or hear the actors in an interview. Not all of them, but a lot of times it's like the director will talk and you're like, ooh, good insight. And the writer will talk. You're like, good insight. And the actor will talk. You're like, someone should write your lines. Like, you're like, this is rough. Like, this is a bad analysis.
I mean,
not all of them. There's a lot of, I'm saying there's brilliant freaking artists out there. Of course, they're actors. But also, a lot of times I'll be like, oh, I wish I hadn't seen this interview, because in my head, you were a genius. You know what I mean? Or like, in my head, you were like something else.
Well, some actors, they're like, I don't want to be me. I want to be these characters. You know what I mean?
I get that.
I can lock into, and like, that's like, I know Sarah hates doing. She had to do one for when she did the Western movie. She was like, I fucking hate doing interviews and press junkets. I sound like, she said this. She's like, I just feel like I sound so dumb because I don't know what I'm saying. Like, it's just like you get so overwhelmed and flustered, and it's like, yeah, because I don't know. It's a different thing.
Well, it's like interviewing the basketball players after the game. It's not that they're dumb or something. It's that, the coach saw everything. The coach saw all the little details to talk about a full thing. And the basketball players are like, well, my job was shoot. And then I shot, and then I just made it. It's like, that was my job. My job was this little thing. And they're asking, so what about it? What was she feeling? It's like, well, I mean, I was kind of feeling this, but
you know what's funny is, like, I feel like the actor who does what's it called, Aemond?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
One Eye.
One Eye. One Eye. The way he talks about his character is like, and then he kisses mom, and I'm like, man, that's kind of fucked up. And I'm just like, yeah, but does Aemond think that? I don't know. Like, I feel like there's sometimes a disconnect between him and the character, but I might just be.
No, I know what you mean. No,
well, he can't exactly. Yeah, he's got to be careful how he phrases that.
He's like, I dumped. He's like, I did that, and then I dumped that memory immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I dumped all those feelings and all that. I don't even bring it up.
I want to see that actor be like, no, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to.
That makes sense. At first, I was confused, but
there she was, just standing there in front of me. She's been denying me my whole life.
This is my moment.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. He's a great actor, and then when you see him as a person, you're like, oh wow, you are like that's a great thing about it. It's like, oh wow, you really are acting.
Absolutely,
it's like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Really, because you're seeing like your character, and I'm not talking about like any simple character. I'm just like, usually when they play like a smart person, like Peter Baelish or something, just like Varys, or like someone who like is smart. Like someone whose job is to be brilliant. And then you hear them interview and you're like, damn, you're a really good actor, because, this is not coming off as brilliant. But Peter Baelish came off as brilliant. Like, you actually pulled it off without actually doing it. It'd be like, I don't know. That's amazing. That's freaking remarkable, because I don't know how you do that as an actor. I don't understand how you be something about, it's like, I'm going to pretend to be a basketball player. How do you do that? Because I can't do it in real life. It's amazing they can. It's just amazing. I'm stunned by it.
Are you good at this sport?
No.
Really? Yeah.
Not really. And it's like, oh, I didn't know you couldn't play basketball. You made it look so well. You made it look so effortless.
No, it's super
But that's
fun.
what I mean. Is like, usually I'm watching those interviews. I'm like, you just described something I already know. I was hoping to get some insight. And that same thing is true of athletes, though, when they interview them. Like, Tom Brady's an announcer now, and he never says anything like, and I'm like, I want to know what you think as a quarterback. I want to know that specific individual. Like, what are you looking at? And he's just like, here they are in a nickel formation. Should be fun. You're like, awesome, great commentary, Tom. It's odd that they can't pull it out of themselves, but then I guess if they could, they'd be a writer or something. They can't like explain it.
It's
like, they'd be a coach.
It's exactly. Yeah. I think some people are like, I just do it. Like, I can't teach people how to do it. Like, that's why they're not very good coaches. That's why they try to get like good players to coach. It's like, I can't, like, I just instinctively somehow just know how to do it.
Right.
But I can't express it, which is, makes sense.
Makes
And
it
some
perfect
people
sense.
can
Yeah.
express it, but they can't
It's a little bit,
actually do it.
and it keeps up the mystery, the magic of it all too. Like I think, yeah, it's fine line when you hear actors. If anything, you just want insight on the specific project.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I get excited hearing, about like big on-set action pieces like that the actors had to do in that day, or like a scene where I was just like, how did they do that? Like, talk me through
Yes.
it. But yeah, I think there's something also to be said is like if you see an actor who's talking about it like it's like a step-by-step process, that gets a little bit like pretentious sometimes, like
That's true.
hearing
Yeah. There's
how
that.
they do
That's a danger.
like
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like
You're right.
when I hear people like Adrian Brody or Ethan Hawke talk about their process,
I
I
was
want to
thinking about Ethan.
I want to blow my fucking
Ethan
head
Hawke.
out, but but you have
Yes.
people who you have like people, your Daniel Day-Lewis's, and you're just like, tell me how you do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
they're
I've been
just
thinking
like,
about
I
the
don't
whole
want to
time.
talk about
Tell
it. Yeah,
me. You
they don't
tell
want to
me.
talk about it, and that's
They don't want to
fine.
talk about
But
it.
that just
Yeah.
keeps up the mystique, and I like that.
Yeah.
So it's the framing of it that HBO does that just makes it kind of amusing. But yeah, we're just looking forward to
I agree. There
what's the
was.
next thing? What's happening next Sunday?
Mhm. And they also seem to do a ton more project actors than like the directors. Like the actors, they like we need you for like 2 months, and then they're on to the
Yeah.
next thing or something. Whereas the directors is like his year or like 2 years. So
Mm-hmm.
those actors just they do like 3. They just keep moving or whatever. And I
That's
guess
so
you're just
right.
gonna
Yeah.
dump that and move on.
The
Or
directors
I
are
don't
right.
know. Maybe you
They
can't.
spent 2 or 3 years on a project, so that's all
Mm.
literally all they're thinking about in their sleep, and they're trying to crack the
Yeah. Yeah.
code,
Yeah.
and so they're seeing it from all the different angles. And you're right, actors have to be like, "Well, I got a next thing." Like when you're
I
Robert
gotta
Pattinson, you're like, "I got the Batman, I got the drama, I got
Right.
fucking," like,
The
everything.
heron one, boy in the heron.
yeah,
Yeah.
the boy in the hair, and I gotta be the guy who's catching pedophiles. You know what I mean? In that one movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Some
this
good
week
time.
Moana comes out and Evil Dead Burn comes out,
Awesome.
and
I'm
but we
seeing
will
that
be.
tomorrow.
Oh, very
Oh,
nice.
right.
Evil Dead Burn, only in theaters. So, and then the World Cup is happening too. So we're gonna keep watching that, and
Yeah. And then the
it's gonna get
Odyssey.
easy. Oh yes, the
When does
Odyssey.
that come out? Is
Next
that
Friday.
soon?
Next Friday.
Oh wow. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Cool.
The
Cool. Cool. I look forward
17th.
to it.
And it's the same weekend as the World Cup finals. So
Yeah,
Ah,
I know.
interesting.
yeah,
Wow.
so next 2 weeks are crazy. Um,
Well, I hope you're confident in England, Dad, because they look freaking awesome. They've been awesome, and
if
they're like the only one left to
if I'm allowed to say, yeah, I'm fucking over the moon right now. But we've been here before. If I can allow my cynicism to creep in a little bit, but
got it.
nah, I'm over the moon from how they performed, and I can't wait to see what happens on Saturday. It'll be a fun game.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're. I haven't checked, but I assume they're favored. I mean,
Let's
Norway
see.
has not been favored once, like in
And
except for
that's always the worry. I mean, like I said, it's just the negative England fan in me that's
yeah. I
just
was gonna
like,
say you
oh,
got to
I
do it.
don't know if we can do it or not. Um, yeah, it's just that
The hope that kills
overwhelming.
you.
It's 60 years of
England.
disappointment, but yeah,
Yeah,
we are bringing it home, so
it's coming out. It's coming
there's
out.
nothing to worry about. Yeah,
Well, if and when they beat Holland, we'll be rooting
Norway.
for the English. Sorry, Norway. Yeah, Norway. You have no idea. I've had Netherlands on the brain. I'm really upset they're out of the tournament. They were
Uh,
they were a big long shot for me. I was going
yeah.
hard for the Netherlands. That
Oh
drove me
well.
nuts. So they've been on my brain for nonstop. But when England wins, I'll root for England all the way.
There
It's
we
England all
go.
the way. So
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
it's
my pints.
65% England, 35% Norway.
yes, see,
Currently.
people like
35%.
say
I
yeah.
just
People say
don't
Norway
want.
can.
I don't want anybody going into this match underestimating Norway.
Listen, people have been showing up in this World Cup that you didn't expect to show up, and they were fighting
Yeah.
for their lives, and it's
Yeah.
just like, and then in the end, it's
I
like, no,
saw.
that's the right people are supposed to win, so
Yeah.
and then it's like, God,
But
these people
I
are
saw that.
fighting.
Yeah, I saw that ferocity in England on Saturday though, and that's what gives me hope. But also, it's a hard fucking tournament, and people do eventually get exhausted. So I'm just like, yeah, it's all the elements, isn't it? I'm not an athlete, but like I hope for the best, but will criticize the worst. And
Yeah, that's a great point.
but
Yeah, yeah.
I just yeah. But as of now, I'm just like in that sweet happy place, for
Yeah,
now.
no, they look great.
But like
Definitely.
I'm sure tomorrow it's gonna start tipping into hopelessness and despair. Uh,
I get that.
but so it goes.
I'm looking
Well,
Anyway,
shit,
forward.
guys. As Miguel would say, what an episode.
what an
Thank
episode.
you, thank you guys. Tune in next week.
I love
We're
it.
going to talk about some more stuff. I love it. We're going to talk about some more stuff, but until then, it's been me, Luis Gonzalez, and with me's been.
Ed Bull.
And Stephen Escobar.
And until next time, later, Gators.
Later, Gators.